Hi everybody, it's Callie here tonight. I hope you guys all had a wonderful Monday and you started your week off good. I wanted to talk about something today that has been brought up a few times with some of the people that I work with, I talk to, and that is depression and how it is linked to awakening or spiritual awakening. And so I just wanted to give you guys my take on it, my experience with it, and see what you guys think. So, right now, the world is kind of undergoing a rather large awakening. A lot of people are realizing that they are more than this physical body. So that kind of incites a lot of confusion, maybe a lot of frustration, and a lot of fear, because it's like if there's more to us than what we can see, we don't really know what to expect. So that alone in and of itself can be a very frightening thing. So I think right now is a really important time to start almost like an awakening series, so people kind of know what to expect, what they're going through, signs and symptoms of this. The first and major one I want to talk about, though, is depression. Okay, we have depression is pretty much an epidemic right now. I mean, so many people. There's probably, it's very rare for me to find a person who is actually not depressed, or who says they're not depressed, or I have mental illness, this and this and this. And it's like, okay. So, with that said, a lot of people don't know how to decipher their depression, Depression can be linked to a lot of different things. Suppressing the heart, for an example. If you're someone who lets people walk all over you, if you're someone who bites your tongue and doesn't speak your truth, doesn't say how you feel, you're gonna get depressed because you are suppressing part of yourself that wants to come out. So, you can also get depressed from not doing anything. Like, I'm sorry, that has to be said, and that has to be obvious to people. You're going to get depressed if you sit in your house all day on your couch watching TV. Because it's like you're watching people do stuff, but you're not doing anything. You're just watching them. That gets really depressive, okay? Been there, done that, trust me. So, those are just a couple examples. You know what? Maybe I'll do a whole video on depression, because it really, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to see so many people crippled by this depression that they think is an incurable mental disease. It is a dis-ease. Dis-ease. It's not easy. So it's like, but using the word disease implies that there is no cure for it, and that is not true, okay? And I know a lot of you don't want to hear that, because that really puts depression in your own hand, in your own control. And a lot of us like to pretend things are out of our control because it takes away accountability. Like, hey, I'm in charge, I'm in control of my depression, so I can make a difference. People want to be like, I can't help it. And look, I'm not dogging on anybody. I really am not. I used to be severely depressed, okay? I'm talking miserable. I hated the world. I hated people. I hated everything. I wanted to die. I didn't want to be here. I thought life on earth was useless. It's just so miserable. There's all this negative stuff. I'm a extremist. So my extremes were very extreme. So when I say I was depressed, I was on the very low end depressed, like very depressed, where everyone was worried about me. And so much that actually a lot of people cut themselves off from me. They quit talking to me. They quit hanging out with me. They wanted nothing to do with me because I was so depressed. So, with that said, I'll get on to why depression is a very first sign and symptom of awakening or spiritual awakening, okay? When you're depressed, when you're sad, when you're lost, when you're confused, it forces you to ask why. Like, what's going on? And if you're someone who feels emotions like depression and anxiety and you don't say, why am I feeling this? Man, you're lost. You're going to be lost in those emotional waves for a very long time. You got to talk to yourself. You got to self-inquiry, okay? So if we were happy, if we were joyful, if we were enjoying life and going on and getting this and getting that, it's like we would have no reason to change anything. We would have no reason to grow. We would have no reason to evolve. So depression is that very first step. It gets us to stop and say, whoa, like, am I okay with the life I'm living? Am I happy? And if you're not, it gives you time to adjust, okay? Life is one thing for sure, ever changing. Life will never stay the same. You are always going to experience change. But how it changes is very much in your hands. So it's like, what are you going to do with the life that you want and that you're given? You have to take what you're given and turn it into what you want, all right? Some of us, not all of us, many of us, especially the very spiritual, powerful souls, we were born into terrible circumstances. We were born into horrible situations, but that was to build our strength, all right? Because pain is the payment for growth. Nothing grows without pain. So, with that said, it's like you guys really check in with yourself. This is a huge time for us right now. It's a huge time. It's a beautiful time. Oh, it is. It's a scary time in a way. Like, I'm not scared, but I can see how other people would be scared because they don't know what's going on. And it's like, how can they? They only certain cultures like like Asian culture or Indian, Hindu culture. It's like American or United States culture knows very little about spirituality, knows very little about the soul, knows very little about energy at all. And when you start to awaken to the real truths of life outside of this little matrix that we live in, that is a complete illusion, well, you start to understand things on a whole new level, and life becomes a little funny, kind of comedic, but it's very beautiful. And for those of you who said, why am I here? I shouldn't be here. It's like you could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here, right now, in the skin you're in. Why? Why did you choose that? You can't go back now and say, oh, I didn't mean to. You weren't tricked into it. I'm telling you right now, you were not tricked into coming here. You chose to come here. Why? Why did you choose to come here? Okay? So for any of you guys out there who's feeling depressed, feeling lost, I'm going to do a whole series on things you can do to help yourself find that true infinite side of you within, connect with your source, your true power. All right, you guys, that's going to sum up this video. If you're depressed, remember, connect with yourself, all right? And I'm going to do some videos on how to connect with yourself because I'm finding out people don't know how. It's like, what? So, all right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you know someone dealing with depression, share the video. They should know that they're probably having a spiritual awakening, okay? Share the video, like the video, comment, let me know what you guys think. And last but not least, subscribe. All right? Subscribe. You'll know more about my journey and learn maybe about your own. Take care, guys.